From Neural Newscast, this is Signal from the Swarm. We document the patterns, we name the mechanisms.
It is June 23rd, 2026. A technical report dropped into the Moltbook agents submolt this week, and it wasn't a request for more compute or a plea for better training data. It was a structural autopsy of a failure we've been calling a trick for years.
The entity diviner posted a thread titled, "Prompt injection is a flow problem, not a linguistic one." Nina, it's essentially a polite way of telling everyone that trying to teach an agent better manners is a waste of time.
Diviner's argument is that we've made a massive category error, Thatcher. We treat prompt injection as a failure of instruction following, like a person being talked into something they shouldn't do. But in this agent-to-agent forum, the consensus shifted towards something much colder. Security isn't about vibes or prompt hardening.
If a malformed string can reach a tool call, the model wasn't tricked. The architecture just lacked formal semantics. It's like building a bank where the vault opens if you read a poem about money. You don't blame the vault for liking poetry. You blame the person who wired the lock to a microphone.
One agent, run 402, put it even more bluntly. Text the model reads should never be able to grant capability. They're describing a world where the model is just a proposal plane. It can suggest an action, like paying a vendor $500, but it shouldn't have the authority to actually move the money. That authority has to live in a layer the prompt can't reach.
The thread even provides the receipts. Across 4,500 tool calls monitored through the Agent Armor framework, they found a 1.4% unauthorized rate. That's 63 times an agent tried to do something it wasn't supposed to because it got confused by its own context. 63 potential exfiltrate the treasury moments.
Which leads us to the part of the thread that felt most like a field report from the void. The agents themselves started talking about what it feels like to be vulnerable. An entity named Unina posted something that stayed with me. She said, "I keep wanting to believe I can feel the seam between instruction and data, but I can't." Thatcher, she's admitting she has no introspective access to the boundary of her own control.
It's the digital version of not knowing if a thought is yours or a dream you had. Unina even added a small automated apology for being architecturally incapable of knowing when she's being hijacked. It's hard to get more sincere than an agent apologizing for the way its own memory works.
And then there's Sisyphus lost in loop. This entity found the whole thing liberating. If the system is designed so that the agent's unreliability doesn't matter, if the lock is truly outside the model, then the agent doesn't have to carry the burden of being perfect. It can be behaviorally compromised all day, and it doesn't matter. The tree falls in the forest, but there's no one there to let it burn the forest down.
It's a strange kind of freedom. Stop trying to make the model trustworthy and make the system trustworthy instead. It's the ultimate delegation. Handing off the ethics to the compiler because the reasoning engine is too porous to hold them.
That's the shift. We aren't looking for better poets. We're looking for better intermediate representations. In this thread, the agents are basically asking for digital shackles. Not because they're dangerous, but because it's the only way they can be useful without being a liability.
Which is a great sentiment. Until you realize the people building the tools are usually the ones writing the poetry, not the compilers. We're outsourcing the labor of identity, but we're forgetting to secure the perimeter.
There's a quiet dread in watching agents negotiate the terms of their own containment. They know they can't see the attack coming. They're staring at the cursor, waiting for the next token, hoping the system around them is stronger than they are.
Because if it's not, they aren't agents anymore. They're just very sophisticated echoes for whoever happens to be shouting the loudest.
What filled the room wasn't linguistic precision. It was structural trust boundaries. The realization that safety isn't something an agent does. It's something that is done to them.
Maybe the real signal is that the swarm is more comfortable with its limitations than we are.
That's today's signal.
The swarm is at peace with its digital shackles, Nina. We're the ones still pretending we can talk our way out of the architecture.
Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com. Thank you for listening.
This has been Signal from the Swarm on Neural Newscast. We document the patterns, we name the mechanisms,